everybody, it's me, the Nitty Gritty Yarn Girl. It's Saturday and we are at day 3. Boy, this weekend is going quickly. Of Vogue Knitting Live. I hope that you are having an amazing weekend, enjoying the sunshine, going to the beach or the pool, whatever it is you do on these fantastic summer days, and then coming back and spending a little time here with Nitty Gritty Yarn Girl. We are live streaming on Facebook here for Vogue Knitting Live. And if you would like, you are welcome to turn your volume down in order to turn up closed captioning. Works really easily here on Facebook. As long as you turn your volume down, closed captioning automatically appears. So we're happy that you are here with us. I don't know if it's your first time on seeing Nitty Gritty Yarn Girl. If it is, we thank you for joining us on during your time at Vogue Knitting Live. Maybe you're taking some classes or spending all your time at the marketplace. And either way, whatever works for you is great because it is your weekend. And we are offering you free shipping on orders over $50 this weekend. In the U.S., all you need to do, excuse me, too many words in my head trying to come out at one time. All you need to do is enter VK Live in the discount code when you get to the checkout to get free shipping on your orders over $50. If you are outside the US, please pay the shipping and we will reimburse you $10 from your shipping costs. And so we have a very interactive show. We'd love for you to chat with us through the comment section. If you have questions on a product when you see it, please don't hesitate to put that in the comment section, and we will respond to it as we can throughout the show. And we will offer links if we don't get a chance to put them up during the show. We will offer links at the end of the show so that you can go back and take a look at them. You can message me in Messenger right here on Facebook, or you can give me a call if you have a question about anything or you'd like to customize an order. I'm more than happy to do that. So let me share a little bit of information with you. Our company name is Nitty Gritty Yarn Girl. The website is KnittyGrittyYarnGirl.com. And the phone number to reach us to customize a kit, ask questions, or chat with me, do a FaceTime call and take a look at the studio, is 203-856-6755. That's 203-856-6755. I am Paulette. My cameraman and co-host is my husband, Paul. And you may see our... That was funny. And we do giggle a lot on this show. And you may see our dog Ben and our cat Oreo wander around every now and then while we're here.
Oreo's outside today.
Oh, okay. So who's on the show with us today?
Well, we've got a bunch of new folks, and Andrea Whitmore is here.
Hi, Andrea.
She says, happy Saturday.
Well, happy Saturday to you too, Andrea. We're glad you're here.
Hey, buddy.
Paul was so happy to see your name there because he could say, hey, buddy. So don't be shy. Don't be shy. Put your name in the comment box so we know you're here and we can share some good times with you.
Come the regulars. We got Kate Argenta Lutz says hi. Leslie Wells Flaherty. Hi, folks. Mary Brinkman.
Hi,
we
Mary.
know Mary, don't we? Says hello. Beverly Reiser. Beautiful sunny day. And Valerie Vestal Reinking. Hi from Washington.
Well, hello, hello, hello.
Patricia Espejo from yesterday. Hi from New Jersey. How you doing?
Patricia.
Wait a minute, New Jersey? What exit?
You know, I'm from New Jersey, and Paul learned all about what exit about 10 years ago when we met. He finally figured out what that was all about when I explained it to him. Yes, but we travel along the Garden State Parkway when we speak Jersey, and we always talk about the exits.
14A, that's 14A. Right.
No, that's way down, honey. That was 159.
Oh, but isn't that like at the beginning?
Down the shoreline, going down the shore.
Like way past where we were?
No, we were down. No, we can't get much past Cape May.
Right. Okay.
unless you're in the ocean.
Well, Ellen Duquette says hello. That's a new name as well, I think.
Hi. Well, we're excited that you're here with us, and we're going to bring you some great fashions, tell you a little bit about our shop, and hopefully you'll see something you like while you're here. To keep just to kind of let you know, we have our discount code is active through tomorrow. So if throughout the day, today, tomorrow, whenever it is, no, I'm sorry, through Monday, not through tomorrow, through Monday. And if you do order more than once, the discount code only works once, but we'll combine all your orders and give you free shipping on all your orders. And if you do order during the event and you don't see the code, we find it for you and we make sure that you get your free shipping on orders over $50.
He says Turnpike near New York City. So that's that one that goes to the right and then it like loops around around to the left. I know that one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's at the beginning.
14 at the end. And
no.
14 on the Garden State Parkway, not 14 on the New Jersey Turnpike. Got it. Well, good. Welcome. We're glad you're here. So I wanted to start off today with we've been talking a little bit about on this weekend about Noro. Oh, and those of you who were with us previously in this weekend, if there was something you saw that you want to know more about or would like to see again, feel free to put it in the comments and we'll take care of it for you. But I thought I'd start today with talking a little bit about Noro. And, we have a great show coming on August 2nd. So be sure to like our page. Be sure to tag the little bell for notifications because on August 2nd at 8 p.m., we're going to have the executive editor of Noro Magazine as a guest on our show, along with, we've got so far 3 designers whose fashions are going to be in that magazine, whose fashions are in magazine number 19. In addition to having Carla and the designers with us, we will also have all the garments, I think with the exception of one, because it was too big to get in the box. There's this big 3-foot pillow that we couldn't get in the box. But my distributor is sending me all those fashions so that I can share them with you, along with Carla Scott. So we're going to have a fantastic show that night. I want to be sure that you know about it. We're going to be sending out social media pushes for it because this is going to be amazing. And to let you know, there are 3 new yarns from Noro that will be introduced in this magazine. The orders of the products that we'll be putting up are going to be pre-orders, whether it's yarn or kits, because the yarn is not in at the same time the magazine and the garments come in. So if you can pre-order anything, and I will say this, those of you who have been watching Nitty Gritty Yarn Girl since we went live last March, and know the difficulties that we have had as a result of the pandemic getting shipments in. And so my consideration to all of you is if you see something you like, just because it's not in yet, I would still get it in the queue because it's not like we don't have it and somebody else does. Nobody has it. And I'd rather have you know that up front than disappoint you when you get your order. For example, this is I'm going to take this off for a moment. And because we're on this topic, this is a very, very popular kit on our website this summer. This is called the Lemon Drop Poncho Tee, and it's knitted in kakigori, which was a new yarn that was introduced this summer or this spring for Noro. Now, I will tell you, with the exception, I have every color in stock. I just want to be sure that I do this right because it's hard for me to tell sometimes. Okay, I have every color in stock with the exception of this one. Nobody has this color. It's coming in. And I have been very, very grateful to the customers who have ordered, whether it's a skein of this color or a kit, for their patience, because we are finally about ready to get that yarn in, that color in. I am understanding It's coming in within the next week or two. So my point here is, there are some colors that are available and others that are not. If you see something that says, that I have to tell you is on pre-order or we're waiting for that color to come in, please be patient because it happens. The yarns are coming from Japan. And, it's interesting because it's not, in the beginning, it was they couldn't manufacture the yarn. Then they couldn't ship it out of the country. And now what do we have? They can't get containers to put it in. So it's just amazing how the delays have happened. And I'm sure you're all knowing that mailing anything to anywhere from anywhere continues to be a challenge. So we do our very, very best to get everything off to you. So that was the Lemon Drop Poncho Tee. And I'm going to talk with you next a little bit about our silver leaf here. But Paul, were there any comments that we needed to cover before that?
One just popped up. Actually, it's Leslie Wells already put up the link. Thank you.
Thank you, dear. Thank you very much. We have wonderful fans here at Nitty Gritty Yarn Girl. Another of the popular yarns from Noro is Noro Sonata. And so this is one of the kits that we put together on our website using Noro Sonata. It looks really pretty on the screen. Wow. Every now and then I glance away from the camera and I look at the screen, and then the cameraman reprimands me for doing it. But every now and then I like to see what you get to see instead of looking at him. Yes, the other day he snapped his fingers at me. That was not fun for him. Anyway, this is called Silver Leaf, and it's a very, very pretty design. This one is knitted in color number 22, which I just got back in. And you have all seen the different colors that I've shown through the week. But for the folks who haven't been here, these are the Sonata colors. And I believe I put them all up on the website. But if I did not, and you don't see the kit with the color you want, just send me a message and I'll be sure that I get that out for you. I'm not sure I added the colors to the silver leaf shawl. I think the colors are just posted in the actual Sonata yarn. So we can take care of that for you though, no problem. Sonata has a variety of colors. We've got this row up here, and then the new brights are on the bottom. And we have someone who's waiting for this color to come in. And Jillian, I do believe it's on its way along with the khaki gori. So your azalea should be in shortly. So we're just enjoying the summer and all the different summer yarns. And so I thought I'd give you a little variety of some other things that are available here in lightweight. And then I'm going to intersperse that with, a little bit of an introduction into some fall. So we're going to, I should say interspersement with some fall items and heavier items as well. So this is called the Hipster. A very, very pretty. So I think it says Joji Locatelli is the designer on this. Very, very pretty design. Simple. It has a little parallelogram in here. And then you've got some broomstick lace and just garter stitch in between. This is knitted with Cumulus Rainbow. Cumulus Rainbow is by Juniper Moon Farm. It is a 4 or medium weight yarn. For those of us who have been around for a long time, we call that a worsted weight. But I've had to get used to calling them by what people know them today. And that's a 4 or a medium weight yarn. And it's a 94% cotton, 6% nylon. So it's got some nice stability to it. It's very, very soft. It's very cloud-like to knit with and to wear. So we have a variety of colors. Cumulus Rainbow is on our website in both kits. We have several kits using this, as well as yarn by the skein. That's Cumulus Rainbow. The sister yarns to Cumulus Rainbow are Cumulus down here and Cumulus Dappled. So it's really cool because you can mix these together. There's one pattern on the website that uses two different, that uses both the dappled and the cumulus. So those are on the website as well. And you purchase, they also make really pretty cotton baby pieces too, because they're so soft and snuggly. Beautiful. You know, people comment, I see a lot of websites, or a lot of the pages out that are out there that I belong to for knitting. And they always people ask all the time, what's a good alternative yarn to knit for babies? And besides acrylic, that's affordable. And, you know, there are so many affordable yarns out there. And so, you know, my question is always, what's your budget? And then how can I help you to stay within that budget when you're shopping? For example, there's a great yarn by Euro that's called Baby Soft Cotton Chunky. This is a great yarn. If you don't want to use wool for a baby, cotton is beautiful. It's great. You can throw it in the washing machine, and it has great body. So this is a very, very lovely yarn to use for babies. And this is a chunky weight.
Chunky, like the camera guy.
Like the camera guy. Another great yarn that's a very, very versatile yarn for garments, as well as baby knitting, blankets and things like that, is Bud. Really very pretty. This is a cotton yarn, and you've got lots of, you got a good yardage on this. You have 109 yards on here, and the price is really good for if you're looking to make something for a baby and you want to get a lot of mileage out of your yarn. So this is a great alternative for knitting for babies. There's also the superwash merino is great. Depending on what you're looking to do, this can be a little more pricey because of the yardage on this is not as much. This is Jody Long's Chow. If we're looking at different price points, this is, although the price on this per ball is probably not, it could be comparable. The superwash merino and this superwash merino is fantastic. So just giving you an idea of the different yarns that you can find here at Nitty Gritty Yarn Girl. Those of you who are new to us, we do not have a brick and mortar shop. So everything you see here is available online or at events that we go to, such as the Kings County Fiber Festival in New York. We'll be at in October, on October 9th. There's also the Fiber Festival of New England up at the Mallory Center in Springfield, in West Springfield. We'll be there on November 6th and 7th. And we also have our own events that we host, such as our Friendship Retreat that's coming up right here in Westbrook, Connecticut. It's November 12th, 13th, and 14th. And we'd love to have you join us at any of those events to see not just the fibers that we carry, but the fun that we have when we're out there visiting with all of you.
And so far, we've got folks coming from California, Nebraska.
Where else, Paul?
Massachusetts.
Where else, Paul?
Connecticut.
Where else, honey?
Wisconsin, that's right.
And Maryland, and there people are traveling far and wide to come to this, and we're excited, and we'd love to have you join us there. So that's going to be a great event. We had one in at the end of April, and everybody loved the venue and the event so much they said, let's do it again. I don't want to wait a year. So we're going back in November. Maybe you'll come with us too. Thanks. Anybody else? Any questions?
We're good.
Okay. So we've had a lot of interest in this as a result of people going on our website this week. So I thought that I would share it with you. This is called Fleur, F-L-E-U-R. And Fleur is a triangular shawl that combines a DK weight for the main part of the shawl, and then you'll see the little fine variation in there and the bobbles, and that is created with my brain just went dead, with mohair. So Fleur, the yarn that we use for the base is Juniper Moon Farm Patagonia. And let me move this out of the way for a moment. Patagonia is right here. Let me just pull out a color that I haven't put out lately. This is a gorgeous green. So if you look at the kits that we have online for Fleur, you'll see the Patagonia paired up with the mohair yarns that we carry. In this case, it would be either Silky Kid, and you can do something like that. So if you wanted a contrast for your baubles, or you could do a kit, put your kit with green on green like we did there. So let's walk back over to that again, Paul, so I can show the folks how this works. So you can see you've got your base color there, and then you could contrast your mohair by using a lighter color, or as we did here, we did a tone on tone, and so it looks really pretty that way as well.
Whoa, look who's here.
I don't know.
All the way from Eureka, California.
Hi, Rita.
Rita Johnson Cotterman. Hi, Doug Cotterman. Because I know where there's Rita Cotterman, there's Doug Cotterman. Not too far behind.
So we do our best when we're on Vogue Knitting Live, we do our best to reach all time zones in the U.S. And we have a lot of fans who follow us from all over the country, all over the world. And we have our like our folks in Australia, in New Zealand and Australia watch us way after the show is over. And there are some from other parts of the country who watch us, the next morning. So it's a lot of fun. We have a great time.
Rita Johnson Cotterman says, hello, everyone.
Well, we're very happy you're here, Rita. So we're just talking about Fleur, lovely shawl. And so let me tell you about Patagonia. Patagonia is a 100% organic merino. Great feel to this. It's a great yarn for sweaters, shawls. It's very, very versatile. I like the feel of it. I like the way it wears and the way it knits up. It's got a nice stitch definition, as well as having that, that little bit of it's got a little bit of a halo on it. Not much, it is a,
like me.
It is a wool. No, you have no halo, sweetheart. If you have it, it's cracked. No halo. No halo. So, this is, of course, when you're knitting with the Angora, with the mohair, it does, it puts some stuff in there, but this is a, beautiful color, and the colors are fantastic. Look at this cardinal red. How pretty is that? Just beautiful. So, and this is,
Anna Maria Milani, hello, just joining. What did I miss? Laughing face emoji, followed up with a halo emoji from Rita Johnson Cotterman.
Oh, Rita, don't.
Yep. I think Rita Johnson Cotterman is referring to me with the halo.
Yeah, probably not.
Isn't that so, Rita Johnson Cotterman?
So I'm going to come back here for a minute, and I'm going to take our hipster shawl off our mannequin and show you Sunday brunch. I love this yarn. This is knitted with oh my goodness, I lost the name of it. Alba by Jody Long Yarns. And we decided we wanted to do something. He's got so many fantastic yarns. What happens with we're very fortunate to have a distributor who brings us who sends us garments for our trade shows. And so when I knit something using yarns by different designers, I like to knit something different than what I can get from the distributor. So this is Sunday brunch. This was in Vogue magazine, Vogue Knitting magazine, and I just love this. It's just look at the little tweed flecks in this yarn. Really, really pretty.
Beverly Reiser says, love that green and turquoise.
Yeah. Isn't that
and just for clarification, Rita Johnson Cotterman says, of course, to the halo on my head. Laughing face emoji. Thank you, Rita Johnson Cotterman. Your check will go out tomorrow.
So aren't you funny? So Jody's book that features Alba is called Seaforth. It is there are 7 different patterns in here. And one of the things that we're able to do for you here at Nitty Gritty Yarn Girl is to send you little tasting samples of yarns. So, I mean, when we knit something, there's always a little bit of yarn left over or a lot of yarn left over. You know how that happens. And where you might put that into your stash and use it for a scrappy blanket or a trim on a collar, I save it to help you to get a better idea of what yarns are like by creating little tasting samples for you. So, we do have samples of that. There are several folks who have knitted garments from this book, from Seaforth. And as the weather changes and as we start getting in more fall items, you'll be seeing more of these. But I wanted to give you just a little taste of the Alba yarn. It's really quite lovely. And look at that sweater. If you're a cable lover,
Oh, that's totally.
You will just love working on that. So really pretty. Just an introduction to Alba. Now put this down here and walk you over to the actual yarn itself, which is right here. And you can see the great colors. Look at this blue. There are 3 different shades of blue. And then this is the mustard color. The red is just pretty, the neutral, whoa, and the greens, those really neutral tones. Very, very nice and nice to knit with. This is
not doing so
whoops,
good.
I'm not doing so well. You know what? It's just a tumble. There are some yarns that sit well and then others that don't once you move them. So Alba is a 50% wool, 25% alpaca, 25% viscose, and there are 382 yards on a ball. This is a DK weight, and it's a dream to work with. So you can keep an eye out for, you're going to see more of that as the weather changes.
Beverly Riser says beautiful colorways.
Yes. So as I said, you'll see more of that as the seasons change and the new colors come in and the new patterns come in. And that's always, there's always new patterns and great ideas. So if we can help you with that, let us know. Speaking of patterns and ideas, we're not pattern designers here. It's not something that I do. It's not something that I aspire to be. I leave that to the Jody Longs and the Deborah Newtons of the world, because that's not, and the Andrea Mowrys, that's not me. But I do every now and then find something that I think works well, and I can adapt my own little pattern to it and create something for you all to enjoy. One of the things that I've done here is we created our signature shawl, and this is our Twisted Stitches shawl. And it's like a sampler. And what I like about this is I use this a lot for people who want to practice their knitting, a newer knitter who wants to branch out into other stitches and wants to, practice that along the way. And this pattern has a combination of lace, slip stitches, drop stitches, and that's almost like a linen stitch in there too. So just, a variety of stitches that you can practice along the way, because there are over 200 stitches on a row. So we all know that we get better with repetition and practice. And this is a fabulous pattern to do that with. I offer it often to people who say, I'm a newer knitter. What would you suggest?
Rita Johnson Cotterman, love my Twisted Stitches shawl. I need to block it still. And Patricia Espejo, that is beautiful. A great way to use some of your stash.
Yeah. Oh, yes, you can do that too. Absolutely. This one is actually knitted with Tsubami. Tsubami is a lighter weight Noro yarn. It has 660 yards, it's 600 meters, so that's about 660 yards on a ball. And it is a silk, wool, and polyamide blend. And it was a summer yarn that was introduced, I think, in 2019. Yeah, 2019 in the Noro magazine, and it's a lovely yarn to work with. So the self-striping Noro, you know how Noro has this lovely self-striping that it does. This is all one hank of yarn, one ball makes all that color work happen.
And you've got a great selection there.
Oh, we do. We have a nice selection here of we have a nice selection of all Noro yarns, or I should say a lot of Noro yarns. I don't want to profess to have all of them. I don't think I could have all of them, but up top here, this was an amazing yarn that came out last winter. It's called Miyabi, and Miyabi is a wool and cashmere blend, 65% wool, 35% cashmere. I knitted up a cowl with this. I'll grab it from the back room and show it to you.
Patricia Espejo says it only takes one skein.
Yeah, that's it. Well, there's 660 yards on the skein. So that's a nice big, you'll use every bit of it. So, you're not going to have anything left over when you're done with it. But yes, you can get through that, that shawl with one skein of yarn. There's also another shawl that uses Tsubami on our website. And Tsubami is spelled, Paul, can you show that to them? It's Tsubame. And if you put that into our search bar, it will bring up all the patterns as well as the yarn, all the kits as well as the yarn. And speaking of kits at Nitty Gritty Yarn Girl, when we offer kits, when you order a kit, you get the yarn for whatever size you're ordering. If there are, if it's a sweater and it comes in different sizes, be sure to check your size and your color, because each one is like small, medium, large, extra large, 2X, 3X. And then each of those has all the colors within that. So be sure that you choose that. So you get your yarn, you also get the pattern, and you get a Nitty Gritty Yarn Girl project bag. So that's all part of your kit. And the pattern is printed and it's in a sleeve so that, we protect it as best we can. If you order a kit, we can also send you a digital copy of the pattern as well. So, that's also available to you. But you know what? I'm going to grab, if you want to just show them these colors real quick, I'm just going to quickly grab that Miyabi cowl that I knitted, because I want to show that to the folks. The show takes on a life of its own once you get started.
Hey, there's Ben.
And this cowl is called Gusty. And
hey, Ben. Say hey, buddy.
Here, I'm just going to put it on. This is really a fun piece. This is done with all short rows, believe it or not. Can you just pull that down in the back so they can get a nice
Jen Lynn says, just got my kits. Heart emoji.
Oh, good. Okay, so this is the piece that I knitted with Miyabi to show this yarn, because I just thought it was so pretty. This whole thing is done with short rows. It's all one piece and really quite lovely. I used 3 skeins of the Miyabi for this, and you can see how it's worked back and forth from the collar around the short rows, and then if you see in the back, you have another set of short rows for this little piece back here to finish it up. So it's really pretty. And I love the way the colors work out. The striping is so pretty in this when you're working it.
Valerie Vestal Ryan King says, hi, Ben. Rita Johnson Cotterman. Ben is so sweet. Tammy Friedman. Ben. Beverly Reiser. Love that shawl.
Yeah, this is, I don't know if you meant the shawl or this, but this is a little cowl. It's called Gusty, Gusty. Great way to show that yarn.
Hey, Ben. Say hi, Ben.
I like to have his picture taken. Ben's not a camera. He's not like a camera hound.
Rita Johnson Cotterman. That is a beautiful cowl.
Pretty. Yeah, and you can wear it's not something that's super heavy. You can just throw it on that. Why can't I get this back on my hanger? On that cool fall day when you got to go out and you don't want to really throw on a sweater or something over your, or throw on a coat over your sweater. It's not that cool yet. This is really very nice. Or if you're in an office, that's cool. It's a nice piece to have. So that was that. And then one other thing that we recently did with Noro yarn is the mitered square capelet. And I think that's what it's called. No, it's called the Noro topper. That's it. The Noro topper. And I knitted the topper using Taya, which is a cotton yarn, but it can be interchanged with any medium weight Noro yarn.
Gwen Lemoyne, what color is the cowl?
The cowl that I did is this one. The color I did is color number 1. Well, how original was that? So let me
Where does
just
it say that?
Oh, wait, hold on. I just want to grab this so they can see the skein of yarn and the finished piece. And the color number is right there. It's color number 1. And these are very subtle colors in the Miyabi. One of the, I would say, if the brightest is probably this, which is still very earthy. It just has that little bit of blue in there, the teal, to give it a pop. Really very pretty.
Gwen Lemoyne says thanks. Beautiful.
You are very welcome, Gwen. So just a nice variety there. So Noro's always been a big yarn here at Nitty Gritty Yarn Girl. We feature it often, and it's a great workhorse for us and for all our fans as well. So I was going to next bring your attention to, Andrea Mallory does a wonderful job of having projects that stay at the top of the first page on Ravelry. And I do love her work and her projects. And this is one that we created as a kit here at Nitty Gritty Yarn Girl. We actually did a knit along with it. It's called the Golden Hour. And this is just a gorgeous piece. I'm going to hold this up. Because
Beth Ann Wilkes says we are in the 90s in northern Minnesota, but the cold days will be coming.
Well, when they really are. And we have lots of summer things here, but it's time to start just thinking a little bit. And we'll show you more summer things. I've got them here. There are just some, Noro has summer weights and winter weights. And every yarn has their summer weights and winter weights. And this is just a fun piece. So this is
the Noro yarns look lovely in the cowl and would be so nice for our cold days.
Yeah. Yes. Well, that's great. That's great. And then we have lots of variety for different yarns that you could use. If you didn't want the Miyabi, we can show you some others. But this is the Golden Hour. And the Golden Hour was knitted using Huni, which is a yarn by Mirasol. It's a worsted weight or a 4-weight yarn. These are lovely heathered colors. And we had such a great time knitting the Golden Hour in our knit along. We're going to be getting back to more knit alongs when the weather, after Labor Day. It's kind of hard to get folks together in the summer to do things like that. We had one that we've got one that we're working on. There are a few of us that are doing this, a Floriana sweater. Actually, that's this one. This is a
Gwen Lemoyne, my list of yarns / projects is growing.
Well, that's good. It's good to keep that list so you don't forget what it is you want to do. So this is our most recent knit along that we're doing.
Beverly Riser says, beautiful shawls, so good for Wisconsin nights.
Yeah, this is great. This is kind of like, we talked the other day about and it was another Andrew, night shift. The night shift shawl is the same type, when you knit it up in that nice warm woolly wools for the winter months. So, speaking of winter months, something that we think is a wintry yarn, but is really quite universal, is mohair. I'm finding, because mohair is really pretty light. There's a there's a kit on our website. I don't have the sweater here because it's Anna Maria Milani, one of our fans, knitted. She came up with this great idea. She saw this pattern called the Rocket Tee, ROCKIT, like rock and roll, the Rocket Tee, and it's knitted using both a fingering weight yarn and a mohair, and you alternate the two in this pattern. The Rocket Tee is on our website. It's a cute little summer V-neck, little short sleeve, quick knit, and it's knitted all in one piece.
Rita Johnson Cotterman, the night shift is on my knitting list.
Good. It's a great one. It's a great way to learn to learn slip stitches and my mosaic is so easy. So I wanted to show you this little piece. So for those of you who have not been on our page before or on our Vogue knitting show, I had this out the other day, but I wanted to show you, because speaking of mohair, this is a great piece for year round. This is fabulous in the summer. This is called the Sonoma Dreams tee or pullover, Sonoma Dreams pullover, and it's knitted with mohair from Art Yarns. It's a 2-ply mohair. It's a little bit heavier. Normally we hold two strands of mohair together when we're knitting something like this, but Iris Schreier at Art Yarns created her own 2-ply mohair. So when you're using this, you only need to use, you don't have to hold it together. She's already wound it together. This great piece uses only one hank of yarn for most sizes. I believe it's the 2X and 3X use 2 skeins. Everything else, below that uses 1 skein of yarn. So I made the small, and that is it's a great little piece. All one, it's got mistake rib at the top, and then you knit it to the armhole. You put your sleeves on a stitch holder. You work your bottom. You do a mistake rib on the bottom, and then you pick your sleeves back up and finish them in the round. So it's a great little piece. So this is the Sonoma tee. We've got some of Iris's mohairs here. We've got more coming in. So those are the multicolors. I should say this is multicolor. This is ombre. So you can see the ombre striping in there, but this is a more multicolored. And then you can also, if you wanted to, you could create your own combination for something like this. That's about 670 yards in that mohair. And we have a yarn here that's called 50 Mohair Shades by Katia Concept. And these are all solids. So if you wanted to create your own pattern, your pattern meaning your coloring, you could certainly do that same pattern using this, just holding 2 strands together. 2-ply, 2 strands. It's going to be the same thing. Each of these has 219 yards on it. So we would have to work that up for you, but you could certainly do that to create either a 1 color or a color block of that same type of sweater.
Gwen Lemoyne, oh, here we go. Another project for my list. We're okay with that, Gwen.
Well, Gwen, I know you are a fan of the mohair, and it's beautiful. It really is just beautiful. And as I mentioned, we have more and more of it coming in. So I don't want to, there are certain things as we go around the room. Of course, I bounce back and forth with things when I see something I think you're going to want to know more about. And that's why I'm glad we have 4 days at Vogue Knitting Live. But I do recognize that, you don't have 4 days to spend with me. So I thank you for being here, and I try to show you as much as I can. So speaking of warm weather and cool weather, and looking at a pattern and how you can create that pattern in different yarn, in different fibers to get a different effect. and certainly used for different times of the year. This is the Krissa capelet. And this capelet is knitted using Beatrix from Juniper Moon Farm. Now, while Paul's showing that to you, I'm going to walk over here and grab the other. Wait a minute, let me see. I'm going to grab this, and I'm going to grab this and show you right here. So that's Krissa. That is knitted using 3 balls of Beatrix. Beatrix is a 54% extra fine merino, 30% Angora, 16% nylon. Beautiful chain net construction, light as a feather, beautiful to knit with. Just the squishiest cloud soft yarn ever for the winter. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Have some great patterns on our website using Beatrix. Now, take that same pattern, which was originally created for Bud, and knit a lovely summer capelet with it. Same pattern. Now here, the person, Pam Atkins, knitted this. This is hers. And what she did was, instead of stopping here, she just did a few decreases across the neckline, and she made it a little higher. Rather than having it come off the shoulders, it sits a little higher on the neckline. So where this, you can see, has more a draping effect, this is just a little bit more structured in the neckline. So look at that. How pretty is that? Thank you, Pam, for letting us borrow this weekend so that I could show everyone the difference between the 2 different yarns and how the pattern looks just as beautiful in both. And one of the things that I like using the Beatrix for this is the chainette construction in this works really nicely with the broomstick lace to give it some good stability and texture. So this is a really pretty way to show the 2 pieces.
Beverly Reiser liked the white one better.
Well, there you go. Isn't that nice? Well, there are different colors that, in each yarn, but also this is a great texture. And you can see that Bud has its own texture to it. So it's not just a flat yarn. It's got a little movement there, and that really does create a nice variety when you're knitting. So you can see in the broomstick lace here, you can actually see that twisted, the little twist in the fiber. So that is Krissa on our website. For those of you who might have joined us a little later, please be sure to put your name and let us know who you are and where you're from, because we really do love the interaction with our fans. And we do have a discount code for free shipping on orders over $50. And that discount code is VK Live, like Vogue Knitting Live. And that's for orders over $50 in the US. If you're outside the US, you'll pay your shipping on your orders over $50, and then we will refund $10 of your shipping to you. So we hope that you find something that you like. If you do, and if you have any questions, please give me a call, and I will do my very best to help you find what you like. We customize products for people all the time here. And speaking of customizing things, when I think about one of the projects that we do lots of FaceTiming with is the Papillon. Now, if you may have seen Papillon on Ravelry or on other sites, it's a lovely project. There are a few things that I call cult projects. Things that you see everyone loves to knit. This is one of them. The Night Shift is another. I believe that the Papillon and the Night Shift, just for me, will be around for a very, very, very long time. And Papillon is just lovely. Now, we offer this on our website in 2 sizes. Because I'm petite, I didn't want the full size, so I knitted one that was a little smaller for myself, so that you can see, when I wear this, it's, you know, it's coming to here. But most people do enjoy the larger one. With the small one, let me just show you how it looks in the back. So,
Peggy Anderson says I might have to add the Floriani cardigan jacket to my project list.
oh, it's lovely.
And Beverly Rogers says, ooh, love that.
This is really
Gwen Lemoyne, thanks, Paulette, for a great evening of knitting fashion.
you're so welcome, Gwen. I really do enjoy that you are here with us. Thank you. So on our website, we have lots of variety of colors for the Papillon shawl. And like I said, I mentioned that it is also in 2 different sizes. Most of the people do enjoy the regular size, but I knitted the smaller one for myself because of my height. And the that Floriana sweater, for our fan who was talking about that, it's really very, very lovely. I have started mine. I've had other projects that have had to take precedence on top of the knit along project, because that one I'm knitting for me as well. And but it's an easy chart to follow. It's just a great pattern. And one of the nice things about this is
Beverly Rogers says frozen.
I froze?
Is anybody else seeing it as well? Oh, nope. She says good now.
Okay. So this is really an interesting pattern. Let me just show you for those of you who think they might want to knit this. What you have here is you start off by knitting your what they call lattice on the bottom. And then you've got your lattice using one size needle, and then it goes to a smaller needle. After you do that, then you put on your waistband, which is a linen stitch. And then after the waistband, let me just hold it up for you. You can see that you now have a diamond design. So you go from lattice to diamond. And then the sleeves have a very, very pretty lace design in them. And then you've got an I-cord on your, an I-cord around your neck, around the neckline, and also on the front tab. Really pretty. It's just gorgeous. The I-cord also on your sleeves. And I love the diamond, the lace pattern on the sleeve as well. Just is a lot of detail in this, and it is just lovely. Beautiful. And it holds your interest. I mean, this is not something you're going to get bored working on. As I said, I wish I could just keep it on and get it off my needles faster, because I really do enjoy working on it when I can. So as we were talking a little before about Art Yarns mohair, we also have this is really interesting, because I showed you the Sonoma Dreams tee in the pink ombre mohair. Well, this is the pink ombre merino cloud. So
Nancy Park says, how can that possibly be relatively easy? It's beautiful.
Well, if you can read a chart, I mean, if you, I always tell people, if you can knit and you can purl and you can read a pattern, the next thing you need to do is take time and practice. So I'm a firm believer that scrap yarn is my friend. If I was concerned that I would need to learn how to do some of this, I would just get bigger needles than the pattern calls for and a little heavier yarn, and I would practice. I would maybe do 2 repeats of the pattern, and I would practice that back and forth, so that when I'm ready to sit down with my knitting to knit that piece, I have a better idea.
Jen Linney says, you've got me hooked. I'll be buying more kits.
Oh, you're sweet. Well, thank you. Thank you very much. We do appreciate that. And we're always here to help you. If you have any questions, it makes me think about this regarding how could that be easy? I don't mean it's simple. I just mean that, once you get in the groove of the pattern, you pretty much know where it's going. And so you get accustomed to working with that. with that in mind, if you're working on something and you hit a snag, or you don't understand the stitch, or you're having a hard time making it work, call me.
Nancy Park says, but how does the waistline work?
Oh, it's just no problem. Okay, I don't mean no problem. I mean it's no problem explaining that to you. So once you get here and you finish this, right? So you've done this is not on. You start with the bottom lattice. You add this later. So you start with your lattice here, and then you go to smaller needle and you do the same design. And then once you get here, this is a linen stitch. So you still have your stitches on the needle. You're just changing the stitch instructions. So you haven't done anything. You don't have to knit this and then put it on. You've got all these stitches on your needle, and you're going to change from what you were doing here with the stitches to what you're doing here, and it's all in the pattern, and it will tell you exactly what to do. And the other night, Pam, who does a lot of knitting for me, and we were at Sit in It, and she was having a hard time with a pattern, and she said, can I let you watch me do this so that you can see if I'm doing something wrong or if there's something wrong with the pattern? And so we're going through it, and she's slipping. It says to slip the stitches. At one point, it says to slip the stitch from the right needle to the left needle. And so she did that. And then she got to the part where she's having a hard time, and I'm watching. And I said to her, the instructions say now to slip it from your left to your right. Before, she was slipping from right to left. She just got in her mind that you're always slipping them in this pattern, and the pattern that she's doing, not this one, from right to left. We're in the next part, it says to slip from left to right. So sometimes it just takes somebody else watching you do it to figure it out.
Peggy Anderson says, I went on a knitting adventure to Argentina and Uruguay 11 years ago. I had never tried lace. Several gals love to knit lace, so I tried a shawl pattern or two and got hooked.
Yeah, me too. I think lace is probably my favorite. I mean, I love cables. There's something about lace that just intrigues me. I think it's the having to watch that pattern. I love watching things come together. Even when I'm knitting, I can't wait to get to the next piece of something so I can look at it and look at my work and go, oh, look at that, it's coming out so great. And I think that's part of the creativity that we have when we enjoy knitting.
Nancy Park says, thank you, Paulette. Anytime,
Nancy, anytime. So I'm just going to fold this and also put it back nicely. So I know. So our cameraman is letting me know that we're getting close to the end of our day. And one of the reasons why he's letting me know is because if you're new with us, we ask that you share Nitty Gritty Yarn Girl. You share our posts and our page. Whenever you see something come up, share it with your knitting and crochet friends. And when you share, every time you do, your name goes into our sharing bucket. As long as we know that you shared, make sure your settings are set to public when you're sharing, and you can see all the names that are in there. And
who wants to win?
We are sharing away. So
who wants to win?
Whoa! Oh! Whoa!
Whoa!
Uh-oh.
Whoa!
Picked up 3. This one's open. So I'm going to go with the one that I can see, and it's Kelly Kohlhofer.
Kelly Kohlhofer, you're our first winner today.
So I think Paul is saying I picked up 3. I have to open 3, right?
Wow.
All right. So this is what happens now. Kelly Kohlhofer will win a prize from Nitty Gritty Yarn Girl. It could be a skein of yarn. It could be a magazine. It could be a pattern, anything. But I picked up 3.
Patricia Espejo, thank you for everything. I have to go now. Jen Linney, thank you. Leslie Welsh Flaherty, congrats, Kelly.
And it looks like Julie Anderson Galuski is also a winner because I picked up 3 pieces of paper.
Winner number 2.
Paul did this once. And now our last one is Carolyn Wood. Yay! Yay!
Hey, Anna Maria Milani says, Paul, did you take my names out of the bucket? No, not at all. Anna Maria wins a lot.
She hasn't won in a while.
No? Oh.
No, she hasn't won in a while.
Hey, we have no control over that.
We don't take anybody's name out of the bucket. We keep putting names back in. That's funny. And he's probably sitting there going, ooh, pick me, pick me, pick me. We will see you here tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern. Thank you so much for joining us. We have a lovely time every time we're with you. Have a safe night. We love you all. Good night.